think I got that all set up. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Josh's Boxes. My name is Josh. Today we're going to be doing session 6 of my ongoing D&D 5e solo role-playing campaign that's focused on my character, Erolith Dawnwind, who there's artwork that I did for him. Whoa! In the last session, as a quick recap, Erolith had ventured out into the woods. He basically got not really hired, more like tasked with finding this like bandit in the forest who is known as the Wild Rogue. They're kind of an infamous Robin Hood character where they like steal from caravans and adventurers and stuff, and give to like the poor and the needy and the people who like live like hermits in the forest and stuff like that. And Erolith's job is to take him out, basically. Find this Robin Hood and take him out because he's committing crimes. And Erolith is the kind of guy that is basically just in it for the money. So he doesn't really care about the perhaps moral quandaries that might possess. So he's been exploring the forest with a companion of his, Chadwick, who's a jolly monk who kind of tagged along with him. They ran into this dying coatl last session, who tasked them with protecting its egg. And so Chadwick has that coatl egg, and he's guarding it until it reaches maturity. And then they had a narrow encounter with a giant wild boar, but dodged that without having to fight the wild boar. And we ended last session with them running into a brown bear who was mauling a hunter who had attacked it. This hunter tried to take down this bear, was a little overzealous, probably a young hunter, and is getting his butt handed to him by the bear currently. So Chadwick rushed in to help, and Erolith was like, okay, fine, and pulled an arrow, knocked his bow, and fired an arrow. So yeah, that's where we're picking up, is right there. So I'm going to pull up the brown bear stats. And we'll see how this goes. Erolith is level 2 now. I leveled him up to level 2. So hopefully he doesn't die. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So let's this is fun. So we got brown bear right there. AC is 11. Got 34 hit points. Okay. Let me pull up a stat for Chadwick as well, because he's going to be participating in this. Let's see. Are there any stats that I want to use from Photos Guide? Let's see. I don't think so. I don't think I want to use any of these Photos Guide stats. So what I'm going to do is grab some index cards and mark the different pages that I'm going to be using for this game. That's just right off here to the side. So I'll mark this brown bear page. I'm also going to mark the page for the NPC Acolyte, because I think that's what I'll use for Chadwick right now. I haven't gone through and found a different Stat lock that I think would be better. So Acolyte is fine to me. And then I'm also going to mark the like a scout or a hunter stat, probably the scout. Yeah, I think I'll do the scout for this young zealous hunter. So, let's roll initiative. So let's see. I'll do Erolith will be the leftmost one. Chad will be the rightmost one, and then I'll roll for the bear. Okay, Erolith got a 1. Chad got an 8. Okay. 1. And then leftmost will be bear, and rightmost will be hunter. Okay. Hunter got an 18, and bear got a 9. Let's see, Chadwick. Let's see. The bear has a 10 for its dexterity. The acolyte also has a 10. Okay, so it'll be this young hunter, then brown bear, then Chadwick, and then Erolith for our initiative order. Pretty fun, pretty exciting. Thanks for bearing initiative. I know it isn't actually that exciting. So the young hunter's up next. He's getting mauled by a bear, so he probably wants to get the heck out of here. He might see this help coming, so I'm going to say that he's grappled currently. So he's going to do an opposed strength test to try and escape the grapple. I don't know if that's the technical rule, but that's what I'm going to do. So here is the strength test for the hunter. Nice. And here's the strength test for the bear. Oof. Okay. The bear has a +4 as well. So that's a 21 for the bear. And for the hunter, that's a 16. So he's trying his best to escape, but the bear has him grappled, pinned to the ground, and is just clawing him up. So the hunter does not escape. And it's the bear's turn. Let's see. So the bear has keen perception, so it knows that these guys are coming up to it. It can make 2 attacks, 1 bite attack and 1 claw attack. Let's see. I might roll. We're at chaos factor 5. If I'm not mistaken, and so I'm using that in the Mythic GM emulator. So we're on chaos factor 5. So I'm going to say I'm envisioning that this bear. I don't need to go through this whole process. The bear is going to use 1 attack on the young hunter, and then going to turn and try and attack Chadwick. So let me get Chadwick's AC and HP up here. So Chadwick, we've got AC 10, hit points 9. Oh boy. Okay. So, and I need the HP for the young hunter as well. So young hunter has AC 13, but bear will have advantage because it's pinned. And he's got a pin. He's got 16 HP. Okay. So, brown bear makes first attack with advantage against young hunter. This will be the probably the bite attack. Okay, that's 16 to hit, so that definitely hits the young hunter. So that'll do 1d8 plus 4 damage. Oof! And that's an 8. So this young hunter's at 4 HP. Right off the bat. Holy cow. That's brutal. And then the bear is going to let go of him and run over to Chadwick and try and attack Chadwick, who he sees running up to him. And he's like obviously an aggressive bear, so he's just going to go right. Okay, Chadwick's AC 10, so that hits. With his claw attack, that's... Oof, 26 plus 4! Oh no! Chadwick's gonna die! I keep setting these level 1 NPCs up against these challenging guys. Okay. That's 8. 8 damage. So Chadwick's at 1 HP. That's crazy. Okay. Then Chadwick, in response, let's open up. Yeah, so he just like bites down, tears a chunk out of this guy, turns, lumbers towards Chadwick, and just slashes him, and leaves this deep slash. The acolyte spell or acolyte stat block has some spells. I think that would definitely be beneficial here, especially if one of them can be used as an attack spell. Let's see. Sacred Flame. I'm going to see what the spell Sacred Flame does. If that can attack, I'll have him cast that. But if not, he will probably cast Bless. Let's see. Sacred Flame. Okay, evocation cantrip. The target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Okay, and that's a cantrip. So, Chadwick is going to cast Sacred Flame on the brown bear. So the brown bear has to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw. I don't think its dexterity is particularly good. Yeah, it's got flat 0 dexterity. So here we go. And that's a 4. So it is not able to dodge out of the way of the Sacred Flame spell. And so that's 1d8 radiant damage. Well, pal. That's 3 damage against our brown bear. Puts him down to 31. It's not great. Although, are any of those modified? That's what I hit. No, okay. Yeah, so Chadwick calls upon his god, who I might world build in a second, and just does this like fiery command of stay away from him, and like this radiant fire blasts across the bear, and it rears back and roars in pain. And it's Erolith's turn now. Erolith had his bow ready, so he's gonna fire at the black bear or the brown bear with his. Oopsie, sorry about that. Tap the stand with my foot. That's a nat 20, baby. Let's go. So he does 1d8 plus 2. So that's 2 plus 2 is 4. Doubled is 8 damage with his bow. And he fires his arrow deep into this the brown bear. So that puts it at 23 HP. And I'll probably have to do a some sort of like save or check to see, and when it's at like half HP, so that's 17 HP. Once it reaches or goes below 17 HP, I'll do a check, because this bear's not gonna fight to the death probably. It's not about that. Okay, and Erolith might want to push the advantage here. Yeah, with the bear being so aggressive and like immediately hurting Chadwick, Erolith sees that if he doesn't intervene, this is gonna be a bloodbath. So he'll like stash his bow really quick, pull out his sword, and he's gonna use his action surge to take another action and run up and try and slash at the bear with his sword. Dang it. That's 7 to hit, which does not hit. So he'll run up, try and take a slash at this bear, but it bats his greatsword aside. But he is now engaged with the bear, so he'll hopefully take some of the heat off of Chadwick and the young hunter. Speaking of the young hunter, he'll kind of see what's going on here and recover. Is the young hunter going to try and fight this bear with them, or is he going to take off running? I'm going to say it's more interesting if he stays around. So he's going to draw his bow and fire on. He's got a longbow, so he'll make 2 longbow attacks against the bear. So the first one, plus 4 to hit is an 8. So it goes wide, but he draws back, fires again. Okay, and that's a 14, so that does hit the bear. So he does 1d8 plus 2 damage against the bear. And that's another 2, man. So that's 4 damage against the bear. Puts it at 19 HP. So, no check yet. But he fires, sinks another arrow into this bear, who turns around and roars in anger, but is still... he's got Erolith right in front of him. So let's open back up to the bear, who is going to take both attacks against Erolith. And we'll see if, as a level 2 fighter, he could actually survive this. Hot boy. Yeah, so first is the bite attack against Erolith. 9, it's a plus 5 to hit. That's a 14, so that beats Erolith's AC of 13. So that's 1d8 plus 4 damage. Of course, with the bear, it's a freaking 7. So that puts Erolith at... that's 11 damage. So that puts him at 9. Gosh dang it. And then this is with the claw attack against Erolith. 18 definitely hits. That's 2d6 plus 4 damage. that's 12 damage. So Erolith is at 0 HP. This happens every single time. Every single combat, Erolith drops down to 0 HP. Oh my goodness. So Erolith is down. Chadwick sees that this is desperate, and runs up and is going to probably cast Sacred Fire again. Although he might do Cure Wounds on Erolith. Yeah, I think... How many times can you do Cure Wounds? He's got 3 slots. So yeah, I'm thinking he might do Cure Wounds on Erolith, because Erolith needs to be in this fight. He's the damage dealer, he's the tank. So Chadwick is going to cast Cure Wounds on... Oh, but he has to touch him. Ooh. He's gonna do it. Chadwick is brave, so he's gonna run up and like, maybe Erolith's like limp arm is hanging out. He's gonna run up, touch Erolith's arm, expending one of his spell slots. He's got 3, and Erolith will regain 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier, which I'm gonna guess is wisdom, so +2. Yeah, it's wisdom. So he's gonna get 1d8 plus 2 hit points. 6, not bad. So he's up to 8 hit points once again. So he's back in the fight. Some of these like gnarly wounds that he's gotten from the bear heal. They seal up. Sorry, I dropped the paper. They seal as the bear is actively tearing into him. And Erolith is back in the fight. And it's his turn. It's Erolith's turn. Erolith is going to draw his great sword Storm Scar with this like lightning bolt that is etched down it, that you can see a little bit in the design. It got hit by a lightning bolt, so there's this lightning bolt arcing pattern down the blade, and he's going to take this big wide slash at the bear with Storm Scar. 6 plus 4 is 10. That's just not enough. Dang it. So he slashes at the bear, but is not successful. So I think I'm going to have him use his bonus action to do Second Wind, which helps him regain 1d8 plus 2 HP. 4 plus 2 is 6, so that's 14. So maybe he can survive one more hit. So hopefully the bear misses one of its hits. And that's Erolith's turn. He slashes, but the bear, again, is like, it's hard. He's got this great sword, and he's in close quarters with this bear. He's slashing at him, but it's hard to hit him. It's the young hunter's turn. The young hunter is going to fire his longbow. Again, he pulls back and fires. So this first shot at the bear hits. Yes. Woo. Let's go. For 1d8 plus 2 damage. So 3. So that's 5 damage. So that puts the bear down to 14. And once again, he will fire another. Use his second attack to fire, and that's another 15. Another 2. So that's 4 damage. So the bear is now at 10 HP. So he's below half. This bear is, and that's the young hunter's turn. He just fires these 2 more arrows. The bear was anchored before, but now he sees that there's like these 3 people. He's taking hits. He's getting heavily damaged. So the bear might take off. I'm going to let's look at the bear's stats. It's got a +1 in wisdom. I'm just going to roll for it. If he is enraged, so I'm going to give it 50-50. If he gets like 10 or higher, then he'll run off. But if he gets like 9 or lower, then he'll stay, and he's out for blood. So here we go. Dang it. That's a 5. So he's staying. He's filled with rage against these people who are trying to slash at him. And Erolith is right in front of him, so he's just going to try and clobber Erolith once again. So first is the bite attack. Okay, that's a 17, so that hits. And it's 1d8 plus 4 damage. Oof! That's 10 damage against Erolith, so he's at 4 HP. Okay, here's the claws. This is the real whopper because it's 2d6 plus 4. Ooh, come on, miss. Come on, miss. Okay, that's a 4 plus 5 is a 9. Yes! Yes. So this time he slashes, but Erolith like barrel rolls out of the way and is still alive. Finally. And that's the bear's turn. Um, Chadwick, seeing that this bear is staying around, is I think going to cast Sacred Flame again. Seeing that he's just going to take this bear down. And so the bear has to make DC 12 dexterity save. So here we go. That's 14. So he does make it. So he tries to blast this radiant fire out at the bear, but it will kind of move out of the way. Barrels kind of does like that gallop that bears do, and moves out of the way, and so he's dodges it. So that's Chadwick's turn. Erolith's turn. But let's try and get a freaking hit with Stormscar. Come on. Let's see, because his fighting style is great weapon fighting. So that's a 17. Let's go. That's a hit. So we have a 2d6 plus 2. And because his fighting style is great weapon fighting, if he rolls a 1 or a 2 on either of these, he gets to re-roll. Okay, he gets to re-roll that one. 4. Let's go. So it's 4, 4, 8, plus 2 damage. That's exactly enough to take down this bear. Let's go. So just as this bear dodges out of the way of this like gout of like brilliant white fire that Chadwick shoots out as he invokes his god, Erolith will like jump forward and like skewer the bear, just stabs him right through with his greatsword. The bear like rears up and roars in pain, and then falls to the ground and goes limp. The bear is defeated. They've saved this young hunter's life, and everyone is still alive at the end of combat. Way to go, Erolith. This level 2 upgrade has been a big bonus to him, so way to go. He's still got 4 HP, and that's great. What time are we at? Just shy of half an hour. Sweet. So they've defeated this bear and rescued this young hunter. So after like the fight kind of calms down, they're all catching their breath. They're probably all covered in blood. They're all like breathing, and Erolith will turn to Chadwick and he'll say, I wasn't aware that you could cast magic. And Chadwick will say, yes, I'm a monk, a holy priest of a god. I need to choose a god for this setting. I don't have the frickin' Mythic Gem emulator open, so I need to go grab that. I knew I was forgetting something. Okay, so Chadwick is like a very selfless person, very jolly. He's like out here just out of the goodness of his heart. And so I picture his god being like definitely good aligned. And maybe so like some god of like light or healing or bravery or something like that. Oh, and it's on my PDF. Gosh dang it. 1 second. Okay, well that's concerning. My flash drive that has all my D&D PDFs on it, like my whole drive-through RPG library, basically, is not where it's supposed to be. And last I saw of it, I had asked my wife to put it out of reach of my son. So it's possible that he's carted it off somewhere. Hopefully it's not broken or in the toilet or something. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So instead, I'll improvise. So let's get fantasy name generator up. I'm gonna pull up the gods because it gives like names and domains, and we'll see if one sticks out. Okay, I've got it pulled up. So we've got Zegesis, the god of justice. Lucy's, the god of honor. That could be a good one. I do like the name Lucy's. Widmus, Gudon, Killdeer, On Her, Vamadar, Ymir, Shizden, Orlo. Let's see. Vamardar's pretty good. Idmus. Let's see. I guess I'm on male names. I can generate some female names. It doesn't have to be a male god necessarily. Duranar. Inaldir. These are cool names that if I don't use for the gods, I might use for something else. Okay, let's get some goddess names. Inira. Inira is pretty good. And she's the goddess of mercy. Inira, goddess of mercy. Trazina, goddess of duty. Okay, I don't want to spend too long on this. This is more appropriate for like a world building session than for like right in the middle of gameplay, perhaps. I have fun kind of world building mid game, but his like signature power is he shoots sacred fire. So let's say maybe he serves the goddess Inira, who's the goddess of like mercy and but also like the dawn. And so he like goes out and spends his time doing selfless service because he serves this goddess of mercy. But he also has this kind of like flaming firepower because she's the goddess of like dawn and hope and new beginnings and stuff like that. I like that. So yeah, Erolith says that I didn't know that you could heal wounds and cast magic. And Chadwick says, yes, I'm a devout follower of the goddess Anira, who is, are you familiar? Erolith will say, I've never cared much for the gods myself. Um, and say, well, Anira is the goddess of dawn and hope and mercy, basically everything good in the world. He'll give like a big hearty laugh to that. And he'll say, she grants me these divine powers that I use in the service of others. And Erolith will say, well, that's great. I'm glad that I have you around for that. That's made a big difference to me today. Made a big difference to him too, and he'll point to that young hunter, and he'll say, "What are you doing? Just attacking a brown bear?" And this hunter, who I picture to be young, probably a young human, will say, "I saw the brown bear, and I thought I had a clean shot, but I guess not, and I just angered him. Thank goodness that you all came and saved me. I would have died if it weren't for you." And he, Erolith will just nod, and probably say, "Well, maybe think better of it next time." And Chad will say, "We're happy to assist. Happy to have been of service to you, good sir. These are dangerous woods. You should be careful." And the hunter will say, "Where's this hunter from? I wonder where this hunter is from." I don't know. How are we doing on time? Almost 40 minutes. Okay, so I'll probably plan on going to that hour mark about. Is this hunter from like the area that Erolith is from? Is this Fernstead that he's from? I don't know. That could be interesting if maybe Erolith knows this person. I'm gonna say it's likely. I'll say it's likely with the fate chart. That's a 46. So that's a yes. He is from Fernstead. So yeah, so I would imagine that Erolith knows who this is. So let's get some names generated here. Let's see, I'm on fantasy name generator still under the fantasy surnames. Low water. That's kind of interesting. Let's I like low water. What's this guy's first name? Let's go to real names. Probably European. We want something European, but like maybe a little different. What about like a Celtic Gaul name? That could be kind of cool. Although I might not pronounce it right. These are cool names. But not really, don't really fit the vibe for like simple farm folk. They actually sound too epic. Catalaris and Eloxisius, it looks like. So let's try Celtic Breton names. Maybe that will be more. Tanig Hammond. I like that. His name's Tanig. This is Tanig Lowwater. Yeah, wait a minute. I recognize you. You're one of the boys from Fernstead. You're Lowwater's son. And he'll say, "Yeah, my name's Tanig. And they'll say, "What in the blazes are you doing out here in the Grim Forest by yourself? You're not a hunter. Your father's a farmer." Um, hmm. And what is his motivation? Man, I wish I had the freaking mythic tables to roll on. um, let's just see. Fantasy. Well, I guess character motivation. Motivation generator. Why is this kid? I imagine like maybe like late teens. Why is this farmer's son out here in the woods hunting instead of helping out on the farm? Okay, I've got it generated a list of 10 motivations here: break a curse, become a better person, seek revenge, legacy, leadership, protect the innocent, overcome fear, overcome addiction, empathy, get closure for a loved one. Okay, well, I'll roll a d10 and see which motivation we get. That's a 7. Overcome fear. Okay, interesting. So he says, I'm out here to prove myself. I don't want the life on the farm. I'm here to prove that I'm a man, that I can handle danger and adventure. Erolith. On the one hand, Erolith kind of respects that, but on the other hand, he thinks like that this boy's way in over his head. So he'll probably say something like, "Boy, you're being foolhardy. Running from responsibility to chase adventure in the forest is a good way to die. You've seen that already." And Tanig might say, "Well, you're doing the same thing. You're being a hypocrite." And Erolith will say, "I've spent decades out in this forest. I know it like the back of my hand. You've stepped in here, what, a handful of times, and now you're trying to hunt bears by yourself? You're being a fool." And Tanik will look to Chadwick and he'll say, "It can't be that foolish, right? It's a brave thing, right? It's what Anira would want me to go out and be brave and help people. And I was going to take out this dangerous bear. It could have threatened our cattle." And Chadwick will give him a hearty laugh and say, "Boy, you've done something it's true. It's very brave to come out to these forests, but I think our elven friend here might have a point. That perhaps you went in without planning. But it's not completely foolhardy to seek out your dreams. Maybe just be more careful to do that." And he'll turn to Erolith and say, "You didn't tell me you were from Fernstead." And Erolith will say, "Yeah, there's a lot I didn't tell you." Erolith is slow to trust, but seeing Chadwick charge into battle headfirst against the brown bear, when it's obviously that they were like barely a match, the three of them against that brown bear, Erolith might respect Chadwick more. He sees that this isn't like some city slicker. This isn't a guy who's just talk. This guy is like a holy priest who walks the walk too. So that might earn some respect with Erolith, and he'll say, I'm from the forest here, but I often my father often took me to Fernstead, so I'm well acquainted with the people there. We spent the winters there, and I got to know the people well." And Tanig will say, "Got to know them well indeed. I've heard of your engagement to Kenna, your betrothal. I'm sure her father wasn't happy about that." Erolith, like a shadow, will kind of pass over his face, and he'll say, "You're talking about things you don't understand." and he's like a little bit embarrassed, but he's trying to play it off as like anger. And Chadwick will say, "Oh, a betrothal! You hadn't told me about this." And Erolith will say, "Yeah, like I said earlier, there's a lot of things I didn't tell you. We're trying to hunt bandits. This is stupid. Why are we just sitting around talking?" Um, and Tanig will say, "All right, I want to come with you." And Erolith will turn to him and like he's just said the stupidest thing ever. He'll say, "Come with us." Boy, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know the dangers that you'll face. You're not prepared for this. And he'll say, but how am I to learn if you don't teach me? I'm not going to give up on my dreams to overcome my fear and to become a great adventurer. So if you abandon me here, you're just leaving me to die. And Erolith will kind of like, if this were an adult, he'd be happy to leave him in the forest to die. He would not give one flying crap. But since this is a boy, like a young man, Erolith does kind of see himself in this boy. He's just trying to like seek a better life, and he's doing a lot of the type of things that Erolith is doing. So Erolith can't just like shut him down immediately the way that he would like an adult who's talking. Hey, more welcome home. So does Erolith take him on? Erolith might say, we're already almost to the bandit camp. Maybe we can use you as a scout. If you prove yourself worthy as a scout, then I'll accompany you back to Fernstead, talk with your father, and if he's okay with it, then maybe I'll let you join us. And Tanig says, "Oh boy, thank you, sir. I won't let you down." And Erolith says, "We'll see." So we just gained a new adventuring companion here. So I'll add Tanig low water here. Young. I'll say hopeful adventurer. Hopeful adventurer. Hey, buddy. Yeah, did you get a dinosaur toy? That's so cool. Okay, I'm right at 50 minutes, so I'll probably wrap up here pretty soon. My family's home. And my son is showing me the little dinosaur that he got from the doctor's office visit. Pretty fun. Let's see. Yeah, so Tanik is going to accompany them. I'll use these last few minutes. They make their way through the forest. Because this was going to be the last encounter. In the last session, I rolled there was going to be 3 encounters before they got to the Wild Rogues. Kind of like his neck of the woods, basically. This was the 3rd encounter, so they're gonna head off. Chadwick and Tanig will probably start up like a lively conversation, getting to know each other. Erolith will just kind of lead and not really participate. Okay, so we'll end the scene. Chaos factor. Let's go through the play loop here. So adjust chaos factor. They chose to fight the bear and they took it out. So I'm going to say the chaos factor will go down to 4 probably. So yeah, we'll be at chaos factor 4. So I'll make a note of that. So this scene, they'll come up to the Wild Rogue's neck of the woods. So we'll test chaos factor to see if the scene is altered. If they run into something like happening that isn't really involved with the Wild Rogue. So we'll test the chaos factor. We got exactly equal to. So there it is changed. It's 4, so it's an interrupt scene. So roll a random event, consider context, roll event, focus and event meaning. Man, I wish I had that flash drive so I can access the Mythic Game Emulator. Here's what I'll do. I have those character motivations up. I'll just roll on those again to see if I can get something interesting going on. 9. Empathy. There's some kind of event that has to do with empathy going on here. I want to figure out what that means. Let's see. Does this have to do with a character that we know? Is my question. I'll give it 50-50. Chaos factor 5, chaos factor 4, 50-50. That's an exceptional no. So, oh, excuse me, buddy. My son's gonna steal my pencils. So that's an exceptional no, 99. So this is definitely not someone we've ever met before. Not only have we not met them, it's strange that they would even be. Okay, thank you, my buddy. It'd be someone that's like bizarre to have out here in the woods showing empathy. Who would be very strange to show empathy for? Okay. Normally, Erolith is very straightforward, very like determined, one-track mind. He, under normal circumstances, wants to just go straight to this bandit hideout and start throwing hands with people. But as he's going, he sees that Tanig